Today we're gonna talk about this gentleman. We're gonna talk about Charlie Kirk, and some of you know that I live in Canada. I'm originally from Czech Republic, so the question might be, how did Charlie affect me? Why does someone living in Canada talks about what happened in the US? Some of you might know that I reacted to a bunch of videos from Charlie. I stopped reacting to his videos because I had almost the same opinion about every issue other than Israel, and I felt like it's better for me to just enjoy the video of Charlie debating college kids than reacting to his video, because like I said, I agreed with him in 90% of cases. So how did it affect me in Canada? Well, Charlie was fighting for freedom of the speech. He was fighting for unborn kids. He was fighting against DEI, which my opinion and his opinion was, at least how I understood it, is that the DEI actually creates more discrimination towards different groups. Doesn't matter right now, but all of these issues are worldwide issues. We living in Canada, unfortunately, Canada decided to go opposite way than what Charlie was preaching in the US. We went the liberal way. So seeing US and Charlie fighting against all of this, I would say, injustice topics, was giving hope to the whole world, because make no mistake, United States of America is the country that decides how the world is gonna look like. We saw it with DEI, we saw it with cancel culture. Europe is always few years behind. And now, thanks to Charlie Kirk and President Trump, and make no mistake, Charlie Kirk is one of the biggest reasons why President Trump got re-elected or elected. So Charlie has it was his huge accomplishment. Thanks to him, we're getting rid of woke idealism and DEI. And it doesn't mean that we're gonna go against these groups that were protected by DEI. No. It means that we're fighting for equality. That's what Charlie stood for. And before we get into that even more, I heard some quote today that in case some tragedy happens, you're always gonna remember where you've been. And I remember 9/11 when I found out about it. When 9/11 happened, I was a 12-year-old kid. I came home from the school, and I found my mom on a couch watching TV and watching the Twin Towers falling down. It was about 3 p.m. and we just sit glued to the TV back in Czech Republic and just speechless, and we knew the world have changed. I remember Kobe Bryant when his helicopter crashed. I was I was going out, already living in Canada. I don't remember where I went. If I went on a walk with the dog or just out on the rollerblades, play basketball, and my wife called me and she's like, "Did you hear about Kobe?" I remember where I was. I do. And now on Wednesday, September 10th, I had a busy day. At the end of my day, I decided, or before I was about to come home, I decided that I need to buy some groceries for my family. So I stopped at the Walmart. I didn't have a time to check the phone because I had a long drive and everything. So I stopped in front of Walmart, got out of the car, checked the phone, went on Instagram, and there's this social media profile called RTN Canada, right? And I see a picture of Charlie and that he died. And I'm like, that can't be right. I remember before Chester Bennington passed away in 2017, I think in 2015 there was some fake news that he actually passed away. So I'm like, no, it's gonna be something like that. It's not possible. Charlie's younger than me. I'm 36. He was 31, almost 32. I'm like, no, there's no way. That must be fake. And then I found the news that he was shot. And I just froze. I turned around, went to the car. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell Canada knows, right? Like, I was in denial. I'm like, what the hell Canada knows? He's gonna be okay. He got shot. It's horrible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he passed away or that he was murdered, right? And I sit in the car and start scrolling, and then I see a tweet from President Trump. And he announced it, that unfortunately Charlie Kirk have been murdered. And I texted my wife, tried to call her. She was with the kids, obviously, taking care of them. I just ran quickly to Walmart, got whatever I needed. Then I decided that I'm gonna bring home some dinner, some ice cream, stuff like that, right? Because my wife loved Charlie as well. And then I drive home, and my wife finally noticed the text from me and call, and she started looking into it. And doesn't matter, long drive, half an hour drive. I arrive home and open the door, and my twin sons, 2-year-old, just ran to me screaming, "Dada, Dada." Like, amazing, right? And my wife came and hugged me, and it just hit me even more because Charlie's family is not going to experience it anymore. Charlie's not going to experience it. I know he's in the better place right now, but that's why it touched me. Like, my kids are almost the same age as his kids. He's even younger than me. His father has a wife, 2 kids. How is this possible? How is this fair? Like, we know about Kennedy being assassinated. We know about Martin Luther King, right? These are all people who, I want to say, did something But definitely in someone's twisted mind, you can blame them for something. Either they passed some law or someone was against what they stood for, and they had, like Martin Luther King, he fought for the noble cause, right? But he had marches. Maybe someone didn't like it. Maybe it really affected someone. However, Charlie Kirk, he feels like this pure soul, this amazing Christian who loved his family, loved his nation, and he decided to deal with the different opinions by discussing it. He was fighting for unborn kids. He saw something good in everyone. If someone came to his debate with bad attitude, Charlie didn't step down on their level. He listened to them. He tried to have a discussion with them. He didn't mock them. And yeah, I just don't understand how something like this can happen to someone so good like Charlie Kirk. And I'm not gonna talk about all of this evil stuff that it's around it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna talk about it in a different video because it needs to be addressed, what happened since Charlie got assassinated. But today, or at least in this video, we're gonna talk about Charlie Kirk and about what an amazing person he was. And we're gonna react to something that was important to Charlie, and it should be important to everyone. That's gonna be later. So Charlie Kirk, I didn't know him personally, obviously. I stumbled upon, well, that's a lie. My wife showed me his content, if you want to say it, about a year ago, and I watched his discussions. Not gonna lie, I didn't watch his radio show because I was more interested in discussions. Like I mentioned, I had very similar opinion to what he had. And there was a moment, or he changed my opinion about one thing. He changed my opinion about abortions. I was never really pro-abortions, but I wasn't against it. I thought, oh yeah, if the abortion happens within first three months, it's okay, right? No, it's not, because life begins at conception. And now being a father, I understand it. But that's not the opinion Charlie completely changed, because let's be honest, from father to father, that wasn't hard to change it, and my wife is against abortion, so that's not what I want to talk about completely. But then you hear all of these news, like if you ban abortions, what about the medical issues, medical concerns? Well, that's just 5% of all the abortions. So 95%. And if we take it, there's over 1 million abortions in the US a year. So 95% is 950,000, right? So that means 950,000 kids will die only because their parents were irresponsible. 950,000 kids won't even get a chance to live. It's not right. That's not okay. But again, that's not the opinion Charlie changed for me. It's logical that it's not okay. To me, it comes with you had a choice to have sex. That was your pro-choice. And now it becomes pro-life because there was a conception, right? So, yes, medical cases. I had a discussion with my wife. If it come to saving her or to our twin boys, obviously, in case of twin boys, it's 2 lives. Doesn't make it easier, but at the same time, the logical solution's kind of there, right? And we spoke about it. If something goes sideways, would you save wife or boys? And she said, I can quote her to this day, she said, save the boys. I already lived for 32 years. Save the boys. And I'm like, it would be hardest decision of my life, but I agreed with her. So, medical issue, if you take it from this perspective, again, wasn't an issue. Sorry, it's taking a while for me to get it out. So how did Charlie change my opinion? And it comes to rape. Abortion because of rape. It's not a kid's fault. You're still killing innocent kid if you get abortion. I understand that it's going to be crazy hard for the mother that she had to live through the rape, and now she's going to have to give birth to some guy's kid. But the kid is innocent. And if you really don't want it, you can still put it up for adoption. Like you don't deal with evil by doing something evil, right? Someone took something away from you. So you're gonna kill innocent kid? And that's the opinion Charlie changed for me. Because originally I was like, yeah, makes sense. Obviously, you got raped, abort a kid. But the kid's innocent. It's not the kid's fault. The kid might grow up to be next Charlie Kirk. You never know. And yeah. So after all of this that had happened, I understand it's not going to happen, what I'm going to suggest right now. But I would suggest that there's a act that bans abortions. And it would be named Charlie Kirk's Act. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not going to happen, it's not going to pass. But yeah, abortions should be banned, because life begins at conception. It's not my body, my choice, because right from the conception, the baby has its own DNA. And to me, I don't understand how people can be, it's just a clump of cells. You were a clump of cells at one point, but you get a chance to grow up. Someone gave you the chance. It's not like they took your future away. And now it hits even harder, because Charlie had so many years ahead of him. He was supposed to be there, grow old with his wife. He was supposed to see his kids grow up, maybe have a third kid. He was supposed to do huge things in America. And someone took that away from him. the very thing he was fighting against. Don't take someone's future. Don't kill unborn kids, because yes, you take their future away. Someone did that to him. Someone killed him and took his future away. And don't get me wrong, they created martyr. And Charlie Kirk is when the person presses the trigger, you created something much bigger than when Charlie was alive. Like I said, he became martyr, he became legend. He inspired even more people to carry on with his work. And we're all mourning. Is this correct grammatically? Sorry, pronunciation, you know what I mean. We're still shocked with the loss of Charlie Kirk. But you didn't break anyone. You did not break us. You made us stronger. Did you see the speech from his wife today? Incredible lady. I don't understand how she managed to talk about it. So strong. She's gonna carry on. And you're not gonna like what she's gonna bring. You're not gonna like what anyone who liked Charlie Kirk brings. And I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about making world a better place through discussions, through new laws, through thinking logically, through religion, and again, no violence. If you look how we celebrated Charlie's life, we didn't go the violent route. We didn't burn the cities down. We silently prayed. Turn on the candles. And just reflect what amazing gift to humanity Charlie was. Like I said, Charlie was fighting for unborn kids. He was fighting for blind America, hiring based on merit, not skin color, sexual orientation, nothing like that. He was fighting for women's rights. He was fighting for... what else was there? He was fighting for safer America. He was fighting against illegal immigration, and it's hard to argue with that. It's literally in the name, illegal immigration. That's in Canada, we have issues with home invasions right now, which is kind of like illegal immigration, right? But somehow Democrats in the US are trying to pretend it's normal immigration. Should we pretend in Canada that home invasions are normal occupancy? No, we shouldn't. And that's what Charlie stood for. And it's crazy nowadays. I know that Charlie was definitely Republican or conservative, right? But it's crazy that nowadays, if you just follow logic, like traditional family, again, hiring based on merit, not skin color or anything like that, no man in the women's sport. If you think with your logic, automatically you're considered right wing. And they even call you right wing extremist, which is ridiculous. And unfortunately, that's why they got rid of Charlie Kirk, because he was effective with debating college students. He was effective with freedom of speech. He wasn't violent. He wasn't inspiring violence. He wasn't hateful to anyone. He was respectful to everyone. He was yeah. And you can see all over the world people are mourning him. And it's hard to explain why we are crying for the amazing man that we never personally met. Did you think about it? Like, he was inspiring. He was amazing. We share the same opinions. He was fighting for, like I said, unborn kids, for a better America, which would result into the better world. But why is everyone so touched by it? Is it just because it was assassination? Because we all can kind of see the similarities with Charlie, like me definitely, having 2 kids, being similar age. Or is there something bigger? I'll leave it up to you, but I'm starting to believe more and more that Charlie was sent by God. And maybe he was meant to become martyr. Maybe that was his life purpose. And yeah. Anyway, I would recommend to go and watch Charlie's videos. They're very educational, and now seeing it after what happened, you see it from a different perspective now. You see how amazing man he was. You saw it before, but now you really can see his soul. And yeah, I'll keep Charlie and his family in my prayers, and we'll carry on with what you started, Mr. Charlie Kirk. Even though I don't live in the US, I don't think the borders are something that limits this movement and ideology. The issue is worldwide, and you inspired so many people, and so many people outside of the US. I was so surprised to see people from Czech Republic. We don't speak English. It's not even our second language. It's pretty much voluntary to learn English. And people from Czech Republic knew Charlie and posted tributes in Czech language about Charlie Kirk. I will post Turning Point USA in the description, and Charlie Kirk's YouTube as well. And I suggest, if you don't follow it yet, follow it, watch the videos, and let's go change the world. Let's continue with the work Charlie Kirk started, and let's honor his legacy by making a difference like he did.